That's what we do.
Damn it.
I,
Hi,
I'm missing
everybody.
something. Just sent to. Oh Jesus. Okay.
That's a
Hello.
concern.
Yeah, it is a concern.
That's a
Anyway,
Not a
concern.
concern. It's fine. It's
Concern.
fine.
I don't think it's fine.
I'm
The
concerned.
well, first off, welcome back. And how are you? Howdy do. Um, this we find ourselves at the end of a lovely game that we've played with many, and for many moons we have been these kindred. And now we are wrapping up, seeing what you all go on to do with your immortality as you all made it out of the events alive or still moving around.
Anime.
The the nights that follow are not devoid of excitement. There are stragglers. There is a lot to explain and cover up, which many of you have contributed to. Some of you extending your power into the underworld of the city of Chicago and maybe taking a little bit more of that for yourself, spreading that influence to take advantage of the vacuum. Some of you have been trying to spin this as a viral movie marketing campaign with real life set pieces and lots of gore and goo to moderate success. And some of you have been dwelling on things entirely unrelated. First, as we get into the night's events, we will start with, I believe, the oldest among you, Mr. Giovanni. You, sir, have been quite busy in the nights past this, aside from the cleaning up of the exterior of your home, which required extensive pressure washing. It's a whole
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
The bill alone. There were a lot of things that you wanted to do. Many of them you accomplished, but one thing was left kind of hanging: the leadership. A few nights after the events that befell Chicago, there is a visitor
Oh,
in the
good.
mansion. On this night, it's odd. You go downstairs. Security is moving, hustling and bustling, as they always do, keeping an eye on things. Both you and Six. And no one mentions anything out of the ordinary until midnight, when in your main kind of seating area, you notice that there's very few of the regulars. Very few of the Clan Hikata have shown up tonight, whether that's
Hmm.
instinct or something else unknown. But sitting alone on a couch, waiting for you to walk by, making at least a note, uh, in themselves noticed when you walk by, is a figure cloaked in red. These robes, specifically, you know, belong to a sect of monks Capuchin monks. And the figure itself gets your attention.
As soon as he notices it, he will break from whatever he is doing, walk over, sit down right across in speaking distance. Wait.
The figure looks up slightly. Face still obscured by shadow, but there is a face there. It's no longer a centipede rat monster creature thing. And through a thick accent that I'm not going to attempt to replicate, the figure says, Mr. Giovanni, we've
Good evening.
taken note of your events. It would seem that your gamble paid off. Would you agree?
This time, yes.
You've been climbing the ladder a bit here in the city. It has become apparent to us that you might prove useful. Can we understand that your allegiances lie with the Hecata as a whole, or are they just yours?
The point of all of this, and he'll kind of gesture vaguely at the mansion and the bullshit fancy statues and the opulence. Was that Hecata was a new start. Clan Giovanni was old, set in its ways, locked into power structure that only benefited the old, where the young were little more than pawns. And the Hecata, this new thing, this new experiment, has so much more potential. Not just for our clan as a whole, but for all of our kind. To answer plainly, all of Hecata.
The Cappadocians have always been allies with Clan Ventru. We've seen many of our interests align. When we inducted Giovanni into the clan in 1444, we had hoped that the progression would aid us all. But it seems, Mr. Giovanni, that you have made the most strides in expanding the Giovanni name in alignment with the Ventru clan, as the prince of the city, I believe, falls within that realm. Is this correct?
Firmly.
With the promise ending in a few years.
Hmm.
We would hope that one such as yourself, so aligned, could perhaps act as our voice here for the Camarilla.
That is a big ask.
Monumental, we understand.
But I would be less than honest if I didn't say that might have been what I've been working for this whole time.
We assumed as much, based on your gamble. Understand that you will not make the endeavor alone, as there will be matters to attend to with the Camarilla Inner Circle, some that we already have in motion. But know this. If you find yourself able, when the promise expires, we will call on you. We will work with you. We will support you. And together we will reshape this new Hakata, perhaps into something similar as our La Sombra friends have done.
I couldn't ask for more. And I don't think that this would have been truly possible at any other place or time. I know the promise was developed back in 1528. And it almost makes one believe in fate. That the timeline winds us up at this point where we have a prince, the crown jewel of the Camarilla, that is very, very keen on building connections and reshaping things. Not traditionalist, but just something that'll last longer, perhaps better. It mirrors what we did when we made Hakata. And I think that's why the gamble worked. Hands down.
We agree. Though, however fortuitous this alignment is, there is not without challenge. There will be dissenting voices. We trust in the years to come that you will aid our image here, so that when the time comes, a new promise, perhaps a more everlasting one, can be made. 500 years is but a drop for us. And hopefully the clan... Shit!
Yep. That's the DM's curse right there.
Choking on my own spit. Apologies. Hopefully the clan will outlast the next 500.
At the rate we're going, do not doubt this. I believe we are stronger than we were before.
At this time, the cloaked figure will stand. And it will turn to you, and you see the face of a young monk.
He'll stand too.
You notice the voice coming out of the mouth doesn't seem like it fits the body, per se.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike previously.
Mm-hmm.
This message will not end the same way.
I appreciate that.
You have our respect, and you have garnered our eye. Use both well. We will be in touch. And the
He
figure
will
exit.
bow as the figure exits, and he will not come up from the bow until the figure is gone. And then he straightens, lets out a deep sigh that he doesn't need to give because he doesn't have to breathe, and see if he can find Six, whom I assume is vaguely close by.
Yep.
Well, we may have been promoted.
Oh?
The short version is I'm pretty sure that was Hakata management. And we might have like 3 years or so to get ready to throw our clan into the Camarilla. Officially.
How much do you think we can get done in 3 years?
With us? Shit. Probably pretty good. We're gonna have to do a lot of face work. Have to make ourselves useful.
Mm.
But I think we have more than the groundwork done here. I think we have a lot done here. I'm sure there's going to be one or two that won't have it. It's a big messy family of undeath now, right? There's going to be people that don't want to join the cam. The Nagaraja, for one, that's going to be a treat. But we've had weirder diplomatic things here. Have you heard from Joy lately, by the way? She's still kicking around somewhere.
I don't suppose they mentioned a catch.
Well, there's always a catch.
Not like the what the Lasombra had to do.
Ooh, oh boy. I hope that's not a thing. We weren't Sabat previously, though, so there's that. Hopefully we're not going to have to conduct sacrifices to get membership roles. So yeah, let's see if we can't, well, that was Jackson. I'm actually a little concerned of putting it this way, but we might have like a saner head to deal with now. And I just saw her turn into a big fucking bat. Yeah. I figure if we can broker peace with local necromancers and fucking yokai, then we can probably do something with the vampire cannibals. We'll figure it out.
We always do.
Yep. Might need some help. Hear anything from the coterie lately, or is everybody just off doing their own things?
To be honest, not a clue. Been kind of trying to do a bit of soul searching lately, but
How's that going? Did you find one?
That was the joke that I immediately thought of too.
yes, that was yeah.
Set it up on the tee. I'll bet you Merlin and Ygritte are being mobbed by their clan, and I mean, who knows what's happening with Maggie's kids right now. They all got their elders to deal with. We have 3 years to prepare for ours, which is going to be like 15 minutes.
As you two are talking, Bran walks in. The hell? Why is this place so empty?
We just had a big, scary, friendly guest.
Ah, that explains the feeling.
Things might be getting bigger here over the next while. How are you? How are you settling in?
I mean, the settling's done. Just trying to mentally prepare for forever, I guess. Something I didn't expect in my line of work. So,
Forever's a long time. Although, if the 3 of us keep making our home the front lines, then we're probably not going to be around forever.
so I have to ask. Did Magdalena's home and club actually get demolished? Did that really happen?
I think there was a full-blown mushroom cloud. That's gone.
I wish I had been there.
Why?
Don't get me wrong. As
Blaze
far
of Glory?
No, not that. As far as kindred go, now being on this side, she's not the worst. But back when I had a heartbeat, there was definitely part of me that wanted to take her out. So watching that get demolished would have been a nice little bittersweet ending. No, I wouldn't want to be near it now. But
well, how does the realization that she can turn into a big fuck off bat go with you think your previous plans?
I'm pretty glad that I didn't do what I had thought about doing a couple of times. Not knowing how that would have played out at this point, but glad that we never found out, let's say.
Oh, still not used to saying it this way. As your sire, I'm going to have to teach you a little bit about Magdalena and the way she has grown to think over the years. And it will involve contingencies within contingencies within contingencies.
Is that something you picked up for, or is that why this place is wired up a certain way?
We think along parallel lines.
It seems like the older you get, the more you have to.
Yeah, well, when you get embraced is also something that will be locked in your brain for a long time. You served in your way. All three of us served one way or another. You never really lose it. I have to wear these suits around. I have to live in a place that screams Giovanni Mansion to live with the name. I've never really liked the name, if I'm being honest. Wasn't brought in to this clan well. It very much wasn't my choice. I didn't get to pick the name. But if you learn anything about staying alive for long enough, things change. The meanings of words change over time. And even if I remember how shitty it was when I first got here, half of these new bloods I see around here probably don't know. They just been kicking around since Hecata's been a thing. They probably don't even remember old clan Giovanni and all the fucked up shit they used to do. It's going to mean something different to them. And I can kind of help shape what that means. That's what I'm going for. Yeah.
As long as don't have to fight whatever the hell that was again, I'm alright.
There are texts on that downstairs in the library. Well, I hope we never touch those again. If a Zabisi rolls into this town again, I hope they're one of the independent ones that are just kind of chill. And not that. That was an old thing and a problem. And there's gonna be the things that had to be done to make sure that this stayed contained. We'll see what comes of it.
You know, again, heartbeat time. My family's always been part of this. My dad, his father, all the way back. I've got cousins that do it in their own ways. I think it's surprising after seeing that, all the things that we don't know and how we're constantly surprised. And I'm really kind of glad that I got a little bit of a bonus, a little bit of a boost in dealing with things like that. Because I don't think I could have done it back then.
You never know. Don't sell yourself short. I do have to say it is a little weird. I keep finding myself surrounded by vampire hunters turned vampires. And they might be the best thinking creatures that I've ever met in my life. And he will actually, in this moment, because she's right there, he will actually reach over and take Six's hand. And he'll still look at McCleary, though. You still got family that do this, right?
As far as I know.
Summer? Do you think that any of them would be sympathetic to you reaching out, being what you are, knowing that, well, you basically still kill monsters.
I did have a cousin. He was more of a research guy, though. Last I checked, he still lived back in Ireland.
Hmm. If I can, I'll send regards. See what we can do.
I'll get you his name. On the whole, vampire hunter turned vampire, though. And McClear is walking out as he's saying this, but he kind of looks back and goes, "I think you might have a type."
Am what I am. As soon as he walks out, he'll like look down at the floor a second and go, "Fuck." When that happened to be the scene change.
Okay.
That's a perfect point.
This is a good spot. The the nights continue as the rest of you kind of clean up your own personal situations. The two, Roland and Ygritte, a couple nights after the events of this ordeal, get a knock on your door. One
I mean,
evening.
might as well at this juncture. Okay. Make a bet. It's either do you think it's a letter or do you think it's one of them?
I'm gonna go with letter.
Okay. I think it's a letter too. Damn. All right. Open the door.
You open the door. Annabelle is standing outside of your door.
I look back and go, fuck, we lost.
Good thing we didn't actually make a bet on it.
Right?
I don't care what you're talking about.
Well, you sent us like 4 letters, so we were making a bet whether it's actually one of you or a letter again.
I haven't sent you anything. I don't know what
Yeah,
you're
well, you
talking
know.
about.
Mm-hmm.
I have been asked to come and collect you and your childer for this evening. Private party. Club Succubus. Very limited guest list. I have a car downstairs.
Fineries, I assume.
What you're wearing will suffice. Informal.
Yes,
Well,
of course. Informal.
I don't think they want to see my Cookie Monster pajamas. So give me 5 minutes.
I did not pick those out
Annabelle
for her.
kind of leans aside to look past Roland and sees you in some Cookie Monster pajamas. I'm assuming a onesie, but
Sure, go with that.
because that's more fun to me. You see Annabelle's face just kind of like all of the what little color there was drain out of it.
If she looks at Roland, Roland's like,
She looks back at you and she goes, "I think your blood is defective. If that's the Toreador you made."
As she turns around,
I think she's used to her life before this, and that was what made her comfortable.
Well, that needs to change.
as
And
she turns around and is walking towards her room to get changed, she just goes, "That's what you get when you embrace a millennial."
I needed an assistant. Give us 10 minutes.
The car leaves in 9, and she will go
Okay.
down. And
You have 7 minutes, Ygritte.
But you change. You make your way down. The car is still there. A quiet, relatively quiet ride, as you can talk amongst yourselves, but Annabelle doesn't mention anything more until you arrive at the Succubus Club. There are no crowds. The club is closed for all intents and purposes. You enter in the main dance floor the main dance floor, which is normally populated by probably a maximum occupancy level of people allowed by fire code, is devoid of any soul. Annabelle walks you back into a very familiar room where there are two people waiting, very familiar to you, as you find Portia and Diana. They're speaking together when you enter into the room. And they don't immediately quiet down as they had before, in what would be an indication that they were maybe talking about things that you shouldn't hear or anything of that nature. But Annabelle goes to take her seat, and the two of them greet you, both with uneasy, predatory smiles. Portia is the first to speak and says, "Please, come, have a seat. There's a lot that we need to talk about."
Pleasure as always. Sit down.
First and foremost, it seems that your quick thinking the night prevented a lot of masquerade breaches, which is good and very appreciated. Secondly, your, forgive me, Diana, and she goes, viral movie marketing, I think is the term.
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
Portia says, seems to be doing a good job of explaining away the more anomalous events of the evening.
Well, in this day and age, it's really hard to eliminate everything, so it's best to spin it.
Which is part of the reason that I wanted to speak with you. As you are both aware, my identity is known to you both.
I'm sorry,
Who
what?
I
I don't
really am.
I don't know who you are.
Hilarious. But for the time being, let's cut the bullshit.
Oh, okay.
You know that I am the Toreador Inner Circle member, which, given the nature of that position, can be an issue. However, I would like to make a formal extension of the offer from that night. Diana, I've asked here to be witness to such thing and explain things further, should you have questions. I would like for you to serve as an Archon, both of you. The city of Chicago is going to become the epicenter for Camarilla change, most likely, in the coming years. And I would like people that have been here, that understand things, that are connected to other members of our society here intimately, so that the transitions that the Camarilla wants to bring are given the biggest chance of success. So, I guess really what I'm asking is, do you accept?
So we would stay here in Chicago?
That is my plan. Generally, archons are stationed or sent to do work. My intent for you, having been so familiar with such a valuable locale, is to keep you close. Things for you would change minimally, day to day. There would be higher level tasks that you would be privy to and asked to help with. I'm sorry, required to help with. Clan matters. You will report to Diana, who is not infrequently here, but is on occasion.
If I may ask, what would our I understand of the basic premise of what an archon is. I am not that much. I am not that old. If you could explain exactly what would be required.
Well, I wouldn't let let me have Diana explain that, as she would be the person you would report to. And Diana kind of leans forward, much less formally, but she says, basically, what I would want you to do is monitor things here. The Camarilla is changing. I think we're all very aware of why and how. There's bound to be people that aren't okay with it. Your job, amongst other things, would be peacekeepers. I want you here as a high-ranking voice, high-ranking symbol of authority. You have ties to the prince. You have pull with the prince. You also have information that not everybody has, and contacts that not everybody knows. You would wield considerably more authority with your clan. And essentially, assist the local government and the Camarilla inner circle with overseeing this change, this transition, and dealing with any issues. I believe you're a deputy now, is that correct?
Yes.
You would still essentially fulfill that role, but on a, think of it as like you go from being a cop to an FBI agent. That helps.
I mean, yeah.
Annabelle would still be your primogen and thus have authority over you to some extent. But as archons, you would be on par.
Oh, look over at Annabelle. What is she thinking about this?
Almost the minute that you look at Annabelle, she's looking back at you and says, I don't really care what you think. I'm still above you. Diana has a little bit of a smile when Annabelle says it.
For now.
It is true that Annabelle would be, as she is also part of these changes. Her support, we believe, led to the current government of the city. Indirectly, at least. But she had a vision. And so,
Oh, I'm well aware that she had a vision.
nevertheless, and again, I don't have a lot of time for the bullshit. I would like you both to work for me. You've proven yourselves time and time again. You were critical in the success and the issues with the incursion, and have been, from what I understand. And though you're both quite young, it's still, game's changing. We need new blood, new ideas, and I think that, especially after working with your prince, you understand that. You understand the direction that many are wanting to see, including Portia.
Don't look like the eager.
She looks at him and kind
Yeah,
of shrugs.
Like, I would be honored.
As would I.
Portia, at this moment. Excellent. That is the answer that I wanted to hear. Now, essentially, there is no ceremony. You are now an Archon, Clan Toreador. We don't have time for all of the bullshit. Feel free to continue to make our clan proud in all the ways that you do. Just know that you have certain privileges that are not afforded to every member. Additionally, Egret, maybe in some time, after you settle into your new role, you and I get together for a little girl chat. Discuss previous inhabitants of our head. Compare notes. Just you and me.
Sure.
Well, if there's nothing more that you need, please feel free to leave.
It's been a pleasure. I'll leave.
On one other small piece of business that's actually business.
All of the three of them turn and focus intently on you.
You may hear of a new venue opening up soon, called the Morrigan. That will be a new venture of mine. I just want you to know that I will make sure to keep our clientele very separate.
A smile does creep across Portia's face. She goes, I'm not opposed to investments. Perhaps I could provide you some capital to work with. In addition to your own, of course. You retain creative control. I will just be a silent partner.
We can discuss further when we have our girls' night.
I think that would be lovely.
And she'll turn and she'll follow Roland.
There is a very tense moment as the door closes behind you, and once it shuts, the silence of this club, when it is normally loud and obnoxious, is deafening. But you both are free to leave. Do the things that you wish to do.
After they get
Loki, you
outside,
couldn't go. You can no. No.
yeah, but I didn't think I would get out of the room if I told her no.
I'm sure, yeah. Yeah, you would have. We could have said no in a very polite way.
Yeah, but you would have had to have been in the room for that, and you'd left already.
Oh.
You know I'm not good at the fancy words. But I also didn't tell you I was bringing that up. But anyway,
Yeah, that's
I can
fine.
deal with that part later.
Yeah, it's gonna be a no from me. Because I don't. No.
Yeah, I don't exactly want her fingers in my venue either. But you
Okay.
know, I gotta
So-
be diplomatic about it.
As long as we're on the same page.
I see the leash she's got Annabelle on. I don't want that.
Yeah. Yeah, the leaf. More like a collar. But go on.
Well, what's at the end of a leash? A collar.
Oh, there could be a lot of things at the end of a leash. A werewolf could be at the end of a leash.
Where? Never mind.
I've seen some shit, man.
Yeah, we saw the same thing. He had on a collar.
And he was a werewolf.
She literally just throws up her hands. Is like, you're not getting it. And just keeps walking towards their haven.
Fair.
Walk.
The car is still there.
Uber. Or I get in the car.
Take a different car just for the insult.
Walk. Walk.
I didn't know the car was still there. Oh, I just
You're gonna have to get better at this whole fancy thing.
she literally just makes that face out of an eye roll and just
As you both make your way back to your haven, Egret, in the back of your mind. No, I'm just fucking with you. That's fair. I just
God
wanted to
damn
do
it.
it one more time. Realistically.
The way your eyes, like, just for a second.
So, with that part of our story told, we go to the final two of you. The
Abby.
adopted children of masters. You've been summoned by the prince to a location that is downtown, but not in the rubble of your old surrogate sire's seat of power.
Wasn't that how we started this whole campaign? Those 6 words? You've been summoned by the prince.
I think that might be.
Yes?
That's usually how these start or
Cyclical.
end. Very good in that way. The two of you make your way to a very swanky apartment building downtown, a few blocks away from Club Nova's last location. Inside is a doorman that gets you to the floor that you need. And once you arrive, you step into a very beautiful and well furnished apartment. The it encompasses the entire floor of this building, kind of wrapping around. As you kind of make your way in, you notice that there is um, off to a chair, uh, writing in a book. You see Fee sitting there. And then, about that time, coming into the room, you see the prince walking with Lucinde. The two of you are almost immediately focused on. As the prince goes, "Welcome. I'm glad that you could have taken the time from what appears to be a very busy schedule to meet with me this evening. Please, seats for everyone."
Is there a pool table in the apartment, like in the picture?
Yep.
I take a seat close to the pool table.
It is furnished very much like a normal penthouse would be. Nothing, no stone thrones, no, yeah, very normal with regards to the furnishings.
Okay. Yeah, I sit close to the pool table.
Mercy will find a seat after her typical. She'll curtsy and nod her head at both of them as they enter. She will smile at Fee and find a seat just nearby.
Fee looks up from the book that she is writing in and gives you a nod as you do so. There is much that needs to be discussed. The future of the city, the future of the Camarilla, and the part that I wish you both to play.
Oh.
Well, Mercy, it's been some time that I've taken you under my wing, adopted you as I have, given you a name, title, purpose, rank, whatever. You've made your own path, and that is respectable and understandable. Braggy, you have been with us far less time. And quite poignantly, you've had a rough start. But you have come out of some of the worst nights the city has seen relatively unscathed. First and foremost, Mercedes, you have a reputation that I believe some in your coterie might question based on the events previous, before the attack. I've asked Lucinde here to confirm and assure you that there is no lasting damage to that, as she took care mostly of the fallout. Erica's name, along with Mr. Arthur, have been put through the mud, as one might say. All of their associates have gone into hiding. Much of Erica's wealth and Arthur's resources have been seized and or stripped, at least the ones we knew about. Ventrue have a knack for hiding things like that. But, nevertheless, it was made known during these past few nights of damage control by Lucinda that you were working under my direction the entire time. So, at least with regards to the Camarilla, your name is clear. And anyone in this city that could say otherwise is either dead or you can direct to me.
I'm most grateful for those efforts.
Furthermore, as much as I did enjoy it, you should not have the burden of a childer. So from this moment, Braggy, you are no longer Mercy's childer. You will remain under my purview until you get some years on you. But more so because I have needs of your particular shadow variety. As you are not aware, the Lasombra clan, your clan, was recently inducted into the Camarilla. There are stragglers, there are hangers on to old ways, and I'm going to utilize you to correct issues in that regard. The person that I'm going to have you work with primarily will in fact be Mr. Adrian Tars. I believe you know him, spoken with him.
Yes.
I'm going to put you into his care for a time. Have you learned the ways of your clan in a more formal setting? He's agreed to this. So, while you will still have some responsibilities to me and in this city, my goal is to get you trained up to be my little Lasombra emissary, adopted by the prince. It's good for optics.
Of course. I wouldn't have it any other way.
No, you wouldn't. Mercy, much the same. You have shown a knack for reaching out. In many ways, utilizing my name. However, that has been beneficial for us both. And I will say that there are strides that you have made that have been uniquely beneficial for a person of my blood in this position, in this place. So it is something that I would like to discuss with you and Lucinda for you to continue this work, perhaps on a broader scale. As much as I love having you here, there is much more that I oversee now. I will remain in the city, retain my seat, act as the prince as I planned on doing. But there are issues all over the world that need addressing. And I would like to ask you if you would be interested in a position of great purpose.
Mercy will think for a moment on this, not to jump into her response. But after a moment, she'll ask, would I still be doing as I have in the city under you as prince, the thing I've come to cherish as a kindred in your city has been the mechanics of how things are done. And if that is what you are suggesting, I would be quite honored to continue to do so in whatever this new form is.
Well, yes, essentially. You are, I believe, formerly in your living life, you were a communications person. You reached out, you explained things and got people to buy into your ideas in certain ways. And you have had no short experience doing that as a kindred. You're good at negotiation despite your blood, and I feel that that is a very beneficial feature to have. So yes, I would have you do much the same. However, you would be doing it in most likely other places around the world. There are Camarilla cities all across the globe that require a certain level of attention, certain nudges in the right ways, and especially with Camarilla matters, at least in some regard, under new direction. There are many that will need persuading. However, sadly, you will not be able to use my name. You will have to act as the representative for the member of the inner circle.
Oh.
And as that is information that should not be known, it means that I can no longer be your surrogate sire. So, formally, and effective immediately, Mercedes Grace, you are free of my servitude. You are free of your sire's ambitions. And I ask you if you would continue to work with me in a similar capacity.
It would be my honor to do so.
Additionally, Lucinda has been tasked with a couple more names on the red list. One of them you have seen, you have met Arthur, the Archon. Lucien specifically asked me if I would allow you to accompany her in hunting him down and delivering a swift final death.
Up until I think this moment, Mercy would have been doing her best in a fairly formal situation to look appropriately cowed by the power around her, I think. But when you make this offer, the Bruja, the beast inside of her, smiles back out at the rest. And I will quite happily take this task on. I think that given everything that has gone on in this city these last nights, I would enjoy the opportunity.
You see a smile on Lucine's face as she says, "You know, I had my suspicions when I entered into this assignment. And working with you, officially and unofficially throughout, was always a joy. And so it is with great pleasure that you would take up the offer. As there is no official title of emissary of the inner circle, I would extend to you, as I am down several archons and need to replenish my ranks, such a similar title. And we'll cut your metal together, a little on-the-job training. The red list is nothing to be taken lightly, and many of the names on it are vastly dangerous creatures. So, given that information, if you still would choose to, I believe that your princes, Seneschal, and another of your kindred siblings will witness the formalities for us.
I appreciate the care with which you extend this offer. But I've been punching up since I was made in this city, and working alongside you to do much the same does feel like the path that I most desire.
Well, I'll let you know right off the bat that there is some structure to it, but I have a feeling that we'll work well together.
Of course, I'm happy to learn what I must and make sure that I don't step too far out of one.
I'm assuming you want to stay in the city for portions of your time. Whatever Magdalena would have you do is her business. I am an extension of her hand. But for me, I will call you when I need to do when I need to make things into a fine red mist on my red list. And Lucinde will look at Magdalena and go, "You did have the other one, the Toreador. He got all that footage, right?" And Maggie will nod. And she will look back at you, Lucinde will, and say, "That was a good hit. I look forward to seeing what it can do to Arthur."
I'm flattered. Thank you.
She will walk towards you, and with her red gloves, she will pull from a pocket plane tickets. It's a private
Cute.
plane. This is your information. I believe the prince has people at O'Hare that will let you through, but should it become an issue, we leave in a few nights. The date's on there.
Wonderful.
Say your goodbyes. Every time we do this, every time we go somewhere, there's no guarantee you're coming back. That's what you accept.
I understand.
I can promise it'll be fun.
I'm counting on that.
My immortality has not been boring. And with that, Lucinde will leave, leaving the four of you to remain. After bowing to the prince, she makes her way out. Well, most of my children all in one place. That other one is a bit of a hassle to pin down. Though, she, I will let you know, did in fact accept the similar offer that Lucinde provided.
Wonderful. So I might see her as we
Potentially.
depart.
I've never seen any issue with stacking the deck in my favor in all forms of society, so putting all of my children in places of power is less nepotism in my point of view and more just insurance for a long and happy life. Now, the two of you, I'm sure, have questions. So if you have them, I have time. Currently, I'm working on a bit of a construction project, rebuilding a certain high-rise that was sadly lost to a gas leak.
True shame.
Not the way Annabelle tells it, but go on.
It's not the only thing Annabelle and I disagree on.
And
Uh,
go ahead.
my first question, I suppose, is where should I stay in regard to the city now that, well,
Well, that is a valid point. I have a home I don't use much anymore over in the Elmwood Park area. It has a very well-fitted library. It was a haven that I once utilized many, many moons ago. It's yours. I'll give you the paperwork. You can establish yourself there.
thank you, Prince.
And Mercedes, of course, you always have a home here.
Thank you. I do have a question. My warehouse where my studio and things. It is not an issue of the rebuild so much as a question about. I primarily made ammunition there. I had some people working on silver and things. Is that something you would like me to re-establish before I depart?
This is in regards to your silver ammunition, correct?
Correct. I know that we've garnered some peace, but
There is always a possibility that peace does not last. The Lupins are not as long-lived as we are, and they tend to be a little, well, similar to you, hot-blooded when it comes to certain things, and who knows where tempers lie. However, for the time being, it should be noted that we are on agreeable terms. That being said, I will send Will along with many men to collect that equipment and move it into the warehouse so we can continue the production of that particular item moving forward, creating a lovely little stockpile. Again, stacking the deck is just part of what I do. Additionally, there are various things that I have, privileges that I've given you with my name. And though you are not anymore a masters, it is to be said in front of my seneschal as well as friend that you are still, in my eyes, a masters. And that comes with all the benefits that you shared before. Now you just won't get murdered for having my last name for some reason.
well, while I admit that if I miss out on more letters to your children from unlikely enemies, I think in the spirit with which we've discussed this in the past, the potential for me to step out from under the umbrella of your name, that while I am appreciative that you would continue to count me among your family, uh, I am looking forward to the trouble that I will surely get into um, in these next nights, despite despite my best intentions. Um, I
From the briefing that I received, we have our work cut out for us.
is that so?
The Camarilla is not an organization that adapts to change well. But I do believe that at least the upper echelons that I will be meeting with more formally soon recognize the need for our species as a whole. Additionally, I offered your other sister, who is not with us, the same opportunity to be formally unrecognized as a child, and she told me no, and then she ran off. So I can't get rid of her as much as I try.
Well, I'm actually looking forward to seeing her again. Uh, I'm thinking of challenging her to a race. Maybe next time that you try to pin her down, I can help with that.
Well, somebody much faster than me will have to try. Now, in a couple of nights before you leave, I would like to get you and your coterie together. One last time, all together before it is formally disbanded, and you all go about your merry ways, and we continue with the unlife that we all wish to live, creating the future that we all wish to see. So, I expect you both to be there.
Of course.
Of course.
Will it be here in this lovely home of yours, I imagine?
Yes, this is the one that I feel suits the occasion. And the other ones that I keep, I'm not letting anyone know just yet. Those are for me only.
This one is lovely.
It is very lovely.
I believe it's tacky. I miss my purple.
To be fair, you have a pool table now. I think that's pretty neat.
It's a billiards table, young one.
You can
Apologies.
swim in that, Braggy. It's definitely not a pool.
Both
Billiards. Pool.
give me wits and awareness.
Beans. I have safety concerns now.
Actually, you know what? Nope, don't do it yet. Save it.
Okay.
Is there
Oh,
anything?
that feels better.
Is there anything more? As Maggie sits, looking expectantly at you, to see if there is any questions that you have, any concerns, anything that you would like to bring up. And Fee also kind of takes a moment, puts her book down that she's been writing things in.
I suppose the adventures of these nights in Chicago aren't going to stop anytime soon.
It is my understanding, based on information that Fee has provided me, that the entity responsible for the events of the evening was likely never here. When you get to be as old and powerful as a creature such as that, there is much that you can do that is beyond the understanding of our modern knights. I believe that for a time at least, we can look forward to quiet evenings, aside from the normal day-to-day Chicago politics. Oh, yes, Braggy, you actually have an errand for your run tomorrow evening. I need you to deliver a very old bottle of liquor to a very angry police captain. He refuses to see me, so I will send you.
You got it.
He'll be charmed to know that he's met you before. And perhaps pissed off. So be prepared for that. Remember at the gallery. Yeah.
You know, I'll be honest, out of character, I'm drawing a complete blank on that whole ordeal. But
The car bomb.
oh, that. Thank you. Okay. Braggy will go, well, I'm bringing him a really nice bottle of liquor that I can only assume is probably upwards of at least $1,000. I hope that will
Maggie
less
wrinkles
angry.
her nose when you say that. Why would I give him the cheap stuff? There's nothing.
You said cheap stuff, and I just said about $1,000. I forget. Humans tend to say that anything over 500 is top shelf, as they put it. I assume you got him something that's like 5 digits worth of price.
Polite
digits.
not to ask such things.
Are you familiar with the Antikythera shipwreck?
To my, can I make a roll to see if I know what the hell he's on about?
Wait. I have a follow-up question. What's your wealth?
I'm
There
pretty
is-
sure it's written on the character sheet. Fuck you, yes.
Yeah.
No,
Maggie's wealth or
no,
Braggy's wealth?
no, Braggy's wealth.
I'm assuming you mean resources? 3 dots?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
so officially the dots don't go over 5, but canonically for Maggie, they're at 10. That's old dots wealth. So
Yeah, Braggy may not even know that kind of bottle exists.
the
Uh,
Antikythera wreck was discovered in the early 1900s. I believe actually the year 1900. Around the time that I was sailing to Japan. There were several bottles of wine that went missing. Potentially, there are allegedly 5 remaining in existence. And the bottle that I will be having you deliver is number 2 of 5.
If he fucking drops it.
I was about to say she better fucking special wrap
Right.
that shit. Ooh.
That shit better be bubble wrap.
Out of
My
character.
apologies.
The Antikythera shipwreck is probably one of the oldest known shipwrecks in the world.
Mm.
Braggy was a computer guy, not a history guy, but
Well, the
all the same.
yeah.
I mean,
have
you-
you ever
1900.
heard of the Antikythera mechanism, Mr. Computer Guy?
That one eludes me, actually, off the top of my head.
It's like one of the oldest computing devices ever found.
Oh.
Nevertheless, yes, the bottle is worth more than you are, so please be careful with it. You are my child, surrogately, but if you break this bottle, there will be little that I can do. Fee may even kill you.
You know,
I
been a
had
lot
every
of-
intention. Oh, sorry, go ahead. I had every intention of being completely 100% careful in the delivery of such an expensive bottle of wine. That rarity, even I appreciate.
I would say use of arms of armament. Just that way you can't break. You can't.
He can't move when he does that though too.
I know.
Yeah.
That's the only problem.
That's okay. You've got unerring grasp or whatever. Just don't
You do
drop.
have
Relentless grasp.
yeah.
With that kind of pressure, though, I'd break the bottle instantly.
It's just really, 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 really expensive vinegar at this point.
Probably.
Oof.
Maggie has no taste for it, but she has them, so why not?
Mm-hmm.
To that point.
Bargaining
Mercy,
chips.
Yeah, well, exactly. It's been a great many nights since I have so deeply in any given conversation regretted my inability to drink. Because hearing you say that and knowing what I know about you really makes me want to ask for one of your finer bottles. But what would I do with it now? And it's been a long time since I felt this kind of regret.
I think you'll be pleasantly surprised on the night that we all get together as a coterie one last time. I may have something for you.
Well, I look forward to it even more then. I do have another question for you. And in fact, it may be a question better posed to Fee, although I'm unsure in this moment. I've only ever been in this world under the protection and renown that comes with your name. As I step out from that, what changes?
As you step out from under my shadow, you will be judged on your own merit. There are likely some that will hold grudges from the time that you were under me. However, you will nevertheless be bound only to follow our tenets, as all Camarilla do. Beyond that, again, as long as you follow the traditions, there's really no issue. You should find yourself considerably lighter without all of my baggage.
Okay. Thank you. But you know, if you ever have a bag to throw my way, I'm happy to lift the burden.
Oh, you will have much to do.
Mercy is content to leave the conversation here.
Eyes fall to you, Braggy. Anything that you would like to say?
I look forward to bringing honor to the Master's name in a new way, I suppose.
Then it is with great pleasure that I bid you all a good evening, and I will see you in a couple of nights.
Mercy will curtsy, sling an arm around Braggy if he lets her, and steer them out.
Braggy will nod on his way out, politely, and also have a great sense of fear for what comes next.
Have you been to Tarz's club yet? I mean, I know you visited him, but
That's where I met him at, was the club, yeah.
okay. Well, then you know what to look forward to. Working for him. With him.
Sort of. It was a brief visit, I'll admit.
The nights pass. A couple of nights before you need to leave. And the prince summons all of you together one last time at this address here. As you all rise, I will ask you all for one final rouse check as you awake.
I'd like it on record that I really hope that the delivery of the really expensive wine went well.
We're gonna roll for that. It would be it would be amazing. Oh, so
Oh.
close. I thought everybody was gonna have a good rouse check on the final one, but it is
Nope.
statistically how it should be. So. Braggy roll for me.
Wait, can I wrap it up in wrapping paper, inside a box, inside bubble wrap, and then use relentless grasp to hold on to it?
Seems slipperier with plastic on the outside.
Right?
Mm,
Yes, I'll allow that. Roll for me a dexterity and hmm.
Hmm.
Say dexterity athletics.
Oh no. Don't fuck this up.
I could hear it in my head. It was like,
With
rolling dexterity and
relentless
whoops a
grasp.
daisy.
Yeah, I'm serious. With relentless grasp on the bubble wrap cover or on
It'll
the
reduce the difficulty of it.
okay. What's the difficulty?
The difficulty with your preparation is 3.
Okay, yeah, you got that. You got this.
He does actually got that.
Almost.
Oh,
Almost.
oh,
Could have been messy.
oh. It would have
I
been
think
scary
you
if
see
I
you
was
explain
fucked
that
up.
one away.
I couldn't.
We had to have one butt clenching roll, at least.
Yeah.
As some of you may have seen, but Braggy, as you recall, you show up to a bar or more of a restaurant, and there is a man that is sitting at a table eating food alone. And he kind of looks up from you when you get here and he goes, "What do you want? Who are you? Wait. What does she
Hi.
want?"
That's a better question.
Well, a little gift to be delivered, and I hand him the bubble wrapped box. It was quite a cautionary tale of preparation to make sure that the gift was delivered successfully.
He takes it from you kind of haphazardly. He opens it up. He unwraps the bubble wrap, and he's sitting there at this table, kind of in the middle of this restaurant. And he goes, "I don't even really like wine."
Yeah, this tracks from the
Yep,
fucking
100%.
first season. First season, this fucking
You could always sell it.
Do you have any idea what I've had to go through with this city? Do you have any idea all the explaining away, talking to the mayor, talking to the governor? Do you know what Pritzker? He's breathing down my ass. What am I supposed to do? Are you guys gonna be doing this again? Any more of this bullshit coming up? I need to know. And you're
Right.
so familiar to me, and I don't know why. I know you're one of hers, and it makes me even more mad.
The short answer is we don't have anything coming up that I'm aware of. Nor
You're aware. Okay.
at least nothing on that scale. Just
As he pinches the bridge of his nose and he exhales, he kind of tosses his food, pushes his food up, and he goes, "Listen, go back to her and tell her thank you for the gift and thank you for everything that she's done. But tell her I swear to God, or to whatever is out there, because at this point, I'm looking at you fucks, I don't even know. But tell her that I swear on anything that's worth swearing on, that the next time shit goes down in this town, I'm taking you. You're mine. You're the cost. Your ass is on the line now."
is he considered an unprepared mortal, or is he prepared right now? Because he's so.
I'm so excited for whatever is about to happen.
Fucking do it. Watch
Last
what
episode.
Is he considered unprepared?
You can do what you want, and I'll let you know.
This is how Braggy dies.
Yes, this is how
It
Braggy
is-
dies.
I'm
He is
strongly
like,
considering.
a commissioner with the CPD and an ally of the prince. But please, I want to know what you're gonna do.
I'm so excited to hear this.
Alright. Do it.
I don't know if I should risk it, but
Do it.
it's very
Do it. You said you're doing it. Do it. Fucking do
no.
it.
He's likely an unprepared mortal.
Yes.
Descent into
Oh.
Torpor, indeed.
My God.
Uh,
How many other mortals are around you?
question I should ask first. How many other mortals are there around me?
There's a few people in this restaurant. It is late at night. This location was given to you by Maggie. She understands and knows the places that Garcia frequents and knew that you could likely find him here at this time on this day. I will say there are 5 other people eating, and it's relatively, mid-scale restaurant, not extremely extravagant or fancy, but not Burger King.
I ask him, may I take a seat real quick? Just
Please do. It'll help me remember your face more. As he kind of
sit.
leans in and puts his hands together and just kind of gets really close to you and goes, "What can I help you with?"
The balls on Garcia. Just
Mm.
Oh, Jesus. I'm going to use compel on him.
Okay.
Is he considered an unprepared mortal?
Roll your compel and I'll let you know.
Happy. Alright, so that's charisma and dominance.
Mm.
how's your? I guess we'll find out.
So which one do I hit again? That's right, hit that. Attributes, charisma. No modifier. Am I setting the difficulty on this?
Yep. And also, if you could, after you make the roll, pop the little description in chat because I don't have my book open.
Okie dokie.
Please and thank you.
I'm also, after I do the description, I'm also going to willpower reroll 2 of those.
Fair.
Hang on, there we go. Wait, was it 2 that I could reroll? Yeah, 2. Okay.
Intelligence resolve, huh? Very interesting.
That's good. Was there any other? Nope. No pairing crit, unfortunately.
Bummer.
You can technically still roll another one, I believe. Yep, you have
I
one
will do
more that
that.
you could re-roll. You might get
I will do that.
pairing crit.
Or at least a success.
So it's what, 5?
$5. It's a good difficulty. So.
Oh shit!
Oh no!
Oh,
buddy.
What are you trying to compel Mr.
Uh,
Commissioner Garcia to do?
I would simply say, please be calm. That's
Okay.
all I would ask him to do.
That's good. That's good. His eyes get really narrow, and he goes, "If you come here.
Come here. Come here.
I'll lean in.
oh no.
if you pull that kind of shit on me ever again, I'll send you back to Maggie in so finely ground pieces that she'll question whether or not I'm one of you. Got it? And then he'll lean back and he'll go, I think you're done here. We'll be in touch.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're done here.
And he'll go, actually, 1 minute. And he'll hold up his camera, his phone. He'll take a picture of me and he'll go, uh-huh. That's annoying. All right. It's okay. I got you. Tell Maggie thanks. And also tell her I'm tired of cleaning up her fucking monster messes. Okay? Okay.
I'm just seeing like as Spraggy walks out of the bar, it just plays like the music from Seinfeld before the credits.
100%.
What the hell is he?
Human. He's human.
That's a goal.
He's tired and
Who's
pissed.
been through the fucking ringer?
Yeah. You tried to dominate Maggie's police influence.
Not dominate. Just request he was heated.
Dominate.
Let's dominate.
You
And he
used
caught you.
the skill dominate.
And he caught you.
And he caught you.
Oh,
He got
buddy.
you pretty hard, too, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah?
He was mad. I was trying to get him to calm
That
down.
little subtitle under the friends spell that says on higher difficulties, this may reduce your reputation with them. That's what just fucking happened.
Yes.
Harambe,
I'm translating it into Baldur's Gate for you.
would you tell a pissed off woman to calm down?
No, that's exactly why I told him to calm down.
No, this is worse.
Uh,
This is worse.
Gender should not matter. Oh man.
Man, yeah, you should roll
Yep.
that to Maggie at the meeting.
Either
Yeah.
way,
You got out of there alive.
another
That's
night
something.
passes.
This meeting's going to be a lot more fun than it was going to be.
Also true. Another night passes, and you are all summoned to a new address by the prince. 2 of you have been there before, and the rest of you find it with little trouble. In the lobby of the building, however, this time, the normal desk man is replaced with a couple of new faces that you recognize from Will's people. You all make your way up to the floor that Maggie owns and enter into the room where you see both Maggie and Fee sitting. Before, however, we get into what will likely be the final meeting of the coterie, I think I could use a quick break, and I imagine that there are puppy dogs that also could use some, and I need some more water because my throat is a little scratchy. So, a quick little break, and then we will be back.
Freya appreciates you.
I do what I can for the puppies. I have to readjust something real quick. Okay. And yeah, see you in a minute.
Far.
Yep.
Howdy, y'all. We have returned.
Oh, that was
Love
abrupt. Hello.
That
No
was abrupt.
warning.
Thanks for that. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Surprise!
Taking my
Flashbang.
vitamins anyway.
Yeah, that was a fun little thing that Braggy did.
It was fun. Thank you. I really enjoyed that this evening.
That has little to no consequences for the future in the city.
Nope.
I have to add notes. You're making me add notes.
Well, not that we'll have to deal with. I mean, only Braggy will have to deal with that.
True. That is a Braggy issue.
Well,
later.
and then Six and Giovanni. I mean, you guys may have some fallout too if the police are no longer on your side.
Nah, they're good. They're not implicated in this.
Okay, fair point.
I'll just have to bring him
I
an
don't think you're
apology
gonna
gift next time.
Another bottle of wine.
Yeah, do it. Watch how good that goes.
True. Or not. I don't know. We'll see. Or we won't. Who knows? It's all.
Just go for like a mid-shelf whiskey. He'll be fine.
That's most likely true.
He's actually sober.
Yeah.
No,
He's
no,
straight edge. He's straight
not,
edge.
Not after working
No
with Maggie
way.
for these years. He's definitely not sober. Notably, he was eating a salad though, not a steak like he wanted to. So there's that aspect of it. As we come back to our final night as a coterie, you all make your way up to this new penthouse. The page is labeled Maggie's backup penthouse, by the way, just so you know.
Yep.
You enter in to find Fee and Maggie both sitting having conversation. The door is unlocked, and you're all allowed to enter in as you would arrive. Unless there's any nuance or extra that you would like to add to that, we can skip, and we are all here. Magdalena kind of looks at you all and says, despite my best efforts, have grown to like you all a considerable deal. And it is with great pleasure and pride that I tell you all, well done. For the entirety that I've known you, there have been very few disappointments that I can count. And after my time in the city, and the time that is to come, I think that you all were where you needed to be. I'm not one for fate. I'm not one for destiny. I believe that we all make our own way. But I will say that there is few that I would have wanted to make that way with other than those in this room now. So thank you.
That might be the nicest thing I've ever heard you say out loud before, Prince.
That might be the nicest thing that I have ever said out loud before, Tony. These nights to come will not be without challenge. I've been informed that some of you have accepted positions and different things that are happening within my city. I support it and look forward to working with everyone in their new capacity. But as far as coteries go, they are a temporary thing. You will most likely be part of more in your own life, but this one, well, has served its purpose. So, I thought we would all gather, as we've all been together for many nights and just discuss anything that needed discussing before we focus on our own things. There will be things that I will call on you all for, as you are familiar with my new station as well as where we are. But, whether fortunately or not, it doesn't look like any of you need to assume the mantle of prince, as I can retain that title.
Thank God.
Probably better for Chicago.
I was only going to be a puppet if I got to try. It was.
Really?
Oh
Who's
yeah, they
gonna
made that
sh-
very clear.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, who's gonna shove their hand up your ass?
Only somebody who pays well.
Boy, I'm certainly going to miss this. To be fair, and to make you all aware if you haven't heard it through the various chains of information in this city, your lovely Mercy Grace here is no longer officially a master's. So, those comments reflect only on her and not on me.
Is that why you made this choice?
Mm.
For
Because
jokes like this?
I would have made this choice a while back if that was the case.
Maggie pays very well.
Oh, so she can shove her hand up your ass. Good to know.
I pay extraordinarily well and have small hands, but that's beside the point.
Yes, Prince, but I've seen what those hands can do. We have videotape.
It's true.
And now Mercy's got a tape. Are these gonna be like a thing that sticks
It's-
around?
To be fair, I'm pretty sure we all have a tape.
Not me.
Well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I have a tape of you, but you probably don't want to see it.
To be fair, Tony, I believe that you were doing quite well on that creature before I showed up. I'm
yes.
imagining that there were many interesting angles of that footage.
Yeah. Definitely. I believe they call it a coup de grace. That they jump off and just 2 feet straight down.
It worked out the way it worked out.
You want a copy of the tape?
I've seen that one shoot a grenade out of the air. That was impressive as hell.
Yeah.
That's true.
It was a good day.
I don't have tape of that one.
I don't recall it being a good day. I do believe that was the day that the former prince was taken.
Yes.
But, nevertheless, it did work out. So, gathered together, perhaps a final time, until the Camarilla meet and do all of their dirty business directing the future of Cam society. I'm hoping to alleviate much of the burden from you all. Some of you.
Yeah. I don't know if you can alleviate the burden on being egret, but the thought is appreciated.
From what I understand, having worked with Portia over the last few evenings on matters of a higher nature, I believe that she wants, when you get right down to it, what I want. The continued, very long-lasting and comfortable existence for our kind.
She's made that relatively clear.
And though her methods might not be without their scruples, I don't believe that she would put any of her favorite toys in danger.
Oh, so you're safe, egret.
Well, if you weren't such an asshole all the time, Roland.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
And he says,
You
I
be
gotta
my
get better at
favorite.
being fancy.
I don't think I have to be fancy here, do I? Do I have to be fancy here?
No, I was commenting on how You don't seem to understand my Never mind.
Your pants are always very fancy.
Do you want a hat? Fancy to go with the pants?
No.
Shut up, Froggy. You don't get it.
No.
Yeah, I don't. I'm just trying to fit in, sort of. Or stand out. I'm not sure which.
That reminds me, on the topic of standing out. I do believe that you might have made I wouldn't say enemy, perhaps.
Who are you referring to?
Braggy, on your character sheet.
Oh! Does she say
no.
Frankie?
Under
no.
the section marked flaws,
Oh shit!
Oh, no.
I would
God
like
damn
for
it.
you to add a 1-dot enemy by the name of Commissioner Garcia.
There's no more official way to write down that you on the shit list.
Yeah. The only worst way would be to strike her to take down your name. Because that would involve another vampire.
At this moment, Maggie will get up and she will go over to a cabinet that looks out of place in this very furnished room. And she will open it up. Everybody give me wits and awareness. Set the difficulty at 0. I just want to see what you get.
I don't see shit.
Would insight help me here at all instead?
Is it a people?
It is not a people. Though, let's see. The 3 of you, they got 3 or higher. So, Roland, Antonius, and 6. Within the cabinet, you see a couple different bottles of what appear to be wine or some other beverage, as well as a very old but finely maintained violin that is in a case.
Can I identify the violin?
You probably could because of what you know of Maggie's history. It is based on the information that you know that her sister, when she was mortal, played the violin.
Cool.
And based on the age and condition of this, it does look like it has been very well maintained, but is also very old. She then comes back, closes the doors, has a bottle of wine with a logo on it that looks like this. She goes, "This was given to me by an old coterie member. It is apparently a wine that we can consume. I see no more fitting an occasion than to celebrate jobs well done."
That sounds excellent.
And she will open it. She will pour you all a glass. And sit.
How's it taste?
I
Really
will
good.
raise the glass for a toast for
Uh-huh,
as is
yeah.
tradition. As is tradition.
She will gesture and let you lead.
Fuck you.
Mm.
I don't think you should toast the prince with that. That seems like a
No.
bad choice.
To those we met along the path, may they forever be entrenched in our hearts. That we will always remember them in the best way possible.
Well said.
Think.
Cheers.
Tinky tinky.
It's
The
delicious wine.
it is delicious wine, and it does not come back up.
Fancy.
Additionally,
Fancy.
if you did have a hunger, it sates it.
Lovely.
Mm.
Now, as I prepared very little for this evening, please.
Hmm.
Oh, no.
Feel free to ask your way, discuss amongst yourselves, or do what you wish. I have availed myself for the remainder of the evening for you all, as I thought we could take a small breather.
Been a long way since, was it Elmwood Park?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna be moving, right?
Wait a minute. You're gonna. He looks at Braggy and he looks at Maggie. Didn't you guys used to have an old, like, flat out there together? Somebody did.
We did. My first coterie in the city, when I worked for Jackson. Long before any of you, or what feels to be. It was the first house that I bought outside of myself, and one that I kept as a reminder of my start here. The first rung on the ladder. I thought it fitting to gift it to Braggy.
Don't invite strange creatures into this one.
Oh no.
It's
Oh no. No. I learned my lesson on that one. The only creatures that I'll be inviting in are the ones that I vet personally. So guard dogs.
I mean, but you technically vetted the bird.
yeah,
You know, I mean, I'm just.
and you know, vampires can turn into dogs, right?
Fee, actually, at this minute, pipes up and she goes, I've put some wards on the house, so we'll know if you
No,
do.
that's
But if I have to tell you again, Braggy, not to invite strange animals to talk into your house, at that point you're on your own.
Noted. Again, only animals I vet personally will be allowed in the house. So security
Yeah,
dogs.
that doesn't invoke a sense of confidence there, bud.
Should get this boy some animalism.
that would probably help him actually.
It would.
So, Tony,
Yeah.
what do they have you? What do they have lined up for you?
Oh,
Six.
no. End of a 500-year agreement that may or may not be happening in like 3 years.
Oh, I mean,
Oh shit!
hardly a weight of responsibility then.
Hmm. The short version is old clan Giovanni was going to be, well, he is officially neutral from both the Camarilla, the Anarchs, everybody, for 500 years, with an agreement from the Camarilla. They called it the Promise. but that runs out 3 years.
Wow.
That was 1528. So, yeah.
So what's the plan then?
Well, since this partnership kind of worked out pretty well, I don't see any reason why our clan shouldn't look to the future and probably join the Camarilla. We'll see what happens. I know now everybody's going to be on board, but
I can tell you that the venture will be.
I expected to hear that.
And I can't promise anything, but
We can talk to Portia.
Oh, be careful about that. If you guys do too much talking, Annabelle might take credit.
well,
That's-
no,
okay.
we
That's-
talk directly to Portia
To-
now.
No, we talked directly to
Diana now.
Diana. No,
Diana seemed very nice. I liked her.
they invited us, both of us, to be Archons.
Congratulations, I think.
I mean, we work
We'll
under
see.
we work under Diana, not Annabelle. So
Well, it appears that we have many archons in our midst.
oh,
Yes, I think, as I understand it, that I'll be assisting Lucind with some fun tasks and getting some training along the way. If I'm lucky, we'll get to make a fun video of Arthur exploding into little bits. By the way, could I have some copies of that? I don't actually have.
oh,
See.
yeah, definitely. I can get you
Mm.
copies.
No, let us know if you need any
Yeah,
hardware shipped to wherever you are.
Bottle
We can
caps.
probably make that happen. We
Yeah.
have a few connections.
Full bottle caps.
Well, thank you.
yeah. As
Anything
always.
to help.
Yep. What I'm capable of is at your disposal.
You know,
Yada yada yada. Blah blah blah.
with
I'd offer you the grace of my name, but it holds very little these days.
If you know
So-
if you know where to look, your name holds some weight.
I'd very much love to see a video of Arthur being obliterated.
Mm. So when you're leaving,
From what's the actually Storyteller? Is it the next night from this? It's
Next
kind of the
night.
impression I was under. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Tomorrow evening.
have you? I don't know if I should ask you that. Have you told Genghis you're leaving? Does he need to know?
No, I haven't told Genghis I'm leaving.
Does he still need a hand?
I feel that must be grown back by now.
I
I
only
think
need a
if
few
you-
fingers.
Well, as far as what he needs, I don't think I can speak to that. But
It's his
I
strong
also
hand.
I don't recommend asking him these questions yourself. No, he's been very busy these nights, and I understand that when you're called to do something, that you simply must, and so I'm sure he'll understand the same. Yeah, he's a fan of these sort of social gatherings anyway. I should have invited him.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that would treat this apartment very well.
Yes.
She notably casts her eyes directly at Maggie as she says so.
The last time that I invited Genghis to a party, I believe he started setting fire to Horatio Ballard's things, which was quite amusing. So as far as anarchs go,
Yeah.
I'm just a fan.
There's a question. We have lots of plans of what's going on with Cam. How are the Anarchs doing these nights? We seem to be supporting them pretty well compared to our usual standoffish warfare.
the Baron understands my vision, though aside from those in this room and the few that were there, no one knows my true station these nights. As far as the Baron is concerned, though, I have relinquished more territory to them, should they utilize it and need it. I have compensated them for their efforts and everything that I've wanted to do in their support. Additionally, I have ensured that I have people there willing to assist them should the treaty with the Lupins wear thin. After all of these assurances, the Anarchs seem to be maintaining the distance, and both Baron and myself, I would say, have a decent working relationship.
Better than most cities these nights.
Well, I have my little ray of sunshine to thank for that, I believe.
You know, if you piss off the right people enough times, they eventually find it charming.
I've
That's how that works.
that to not be entirely false.
You know, I don't know if you guys remember that time that I stole her phone number from Genghis. I know she really appreciated that.
It's going to
Technically,
be
that makes it his fault, right?
so dull without you around, Mercy.
Oh, don't worry, I'll send fund your way.
Oh, and I'll send some right back.
Damn it. She'll drink her wine.
Something I
So-
just go ahead.
Will Club Nova be being rebuilt?
That is the question. I do, of course, love my club, but I do feel that I have outgrown it slightly. Nevertheless, I have people to take care of, and there will be things that they wish to do. I know that Valerie is itching to have something to do. I imagine that there will be some establishment that is rebuilt, but probably not to the grandeur as Nova.
Well, I ask because I plan on building my own venue. Of course, it will not be the same clientele as Nova, but if
Do you intend to have musicians there?
yes,
I might stop in for a bite every now and then.
of course, you'll always have a VIP section to yourself, friends.
I don't mean to be too forward, but if you're looking for investments, I'm happy to give you some capital.
I think this is something I would like to start on my own. I mean, of course, under Selkie Holdings, our company, but
Respectable and understandable. There is merit in being your own boss. Though, there is the matter of payment for services rendered. To that end, I've entrusted my attorney to wire some funds to all of your accounts. For the purposes of that, your resources go up by 1 dot. All of you.
Jesus.
What if they can't anymore?
How do I
If they
notate a
can't-
6th dot?
If they
They
can't
do
go
anyway?
up any further, you can note that you have enough money. You have fuck you money. You can say extra fuck you money.
I mean, because 5 dots is already fucking money.
That's
Right,
right.
mine already says so much money, I'm afraid people will try and eat me, so.
Yeah, I think at this point, if you would like to purchase any of the puny little Weasley billionaires that are canonically shitheads, you easily outpace them in their wealth. But your wealth is unknown and secretive. because we're better at it as kindred.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
No.
But the VIP offer extends to all of you, of course.
Well, thank you. I do
What
look
kind of
forward.
music you looking at?
Not that
Small
crappy place, right?
undiscovered bands. Eventually want to create my own record label.
It's a conspicuously powerful
Broadcast
radio
antenna
broadcast
on the
tower.
roof.
Yeah, just for no reason.
So we can stop blowing up TV stations.
I mean,
Have our
Maybe.
own tower?
sure. I mean, we could just blow up TV stations for fun now.
Well, I do like a good explosion.
You know, I've assisted in many musical acts throughout the years, getting signed and producing different bits of media. There was a song written about me by a young man named Maynard James Keenan, I believe.
Sounds
Okay.
right.
He was talented in his youth. I seem to have left a lasting impression.
Why is that not shocking?
What of
But-
the? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, Tony, it's gonna be mostly rock. It's not gonna be like jazz or rap or anything like that. It's gonna
You'll
be
definitely see me there.
it'll be called the Morrigan. Sticking with themes and all.
And
That's
it's
good.
that sounds incredible. I look forward to seeing what you do with this.
But I asked specifically about Nova being rebuilt because if it wasn't going to be, I was going to offer Val a job. But if you are going to be rebuilding, I would not want to try to poach any of your talent.
That,
Funny enough, I was going to
Yes.
make a similar offer.
well,
You're going to be around, Mercy, to monitor your.
No, in fact, that was the thing. I don't mean, Egret, to step on your toes, but somebody has to run the gallery, and there's a small bar and a small musical act that's already been hired on. Should he choose to still work there? Of course, I can hire anybody to do such work, but
you know,
Oh, are you talking about me?
yes, you're the musical act that Mercy hired for her gallery. Got you a fancy business card, you know.
Yeah, now I remember. Right. Yes.
I honestly, Egret, the proposition does intrigue me. I would very much enjoy Valerie being under the watchful eye and subsequent protection of two archons of Clan Toreador, away from me for her safety, but also protected. I'll mention it to her if you don't mind.
Of course, the position would actually be for bar manager, not just bartender.
Fair. She would excel, as she often does, as she did for me.
Hmm.
She's really good at making new drinks.
That's Valerie taken care of.
In,
How is Will doing?
yeah.
Oh, well, I bought him a new car.
Uh-huh.
Another one?
There's a small smirk on Haggard's face. So I bought him a new vehicle the other night. It was recently involved in a hit-and-run accident and is totaled. It seems the poor man has the worst luck with vehicles.
That is a fair statement.
Nevertheless, I don't know if he's finally snapped or if he's just taking it in strides. But as far as people to get things done, he is second to only a few.
Could just stick with the helicopter.
He did enjoy his time back in the helicopter.
It's inconvenient parking, though.
True, true. Actually, Tony, I might ask a favor. You know Will's
Now I'm interested.
expertise.
Hmm.
You know his capabilities and his reputation and record. I have security where I need it, now more than ever. There are Archons patrolling the city that were not here before. I was thinking of giving Will a little less demanding lifestyle, but also keeping him within the loop. If you would have him for your security staff, he does work quite well with others.
He'll immediately like turn to Six and be like, "What do you think? You think the ladies would eat him?"
But would he like that?
He'd like that.
He's made of tougher stuff than he looks.
Oh, I'm
That's
sure.
true.
This he's proven.
I can think of no reason to give you no for an answer,
Yeah.
as usual.
Question is, can he keep up with the ladies?
He is getting older, but my blood supplements him in many ways. So,
Do you think? I'm unsure. Actually, but I guess my etiquette here would roll this. If this is a rude question, I don't think Mercy would just outright ask it. But since I don't know in character, I'll lean in. Do you think he will choose? Do you think you will embrace him, or will he remain a ghoul?
after my time, all this time, I've never embraced one of my own. I tend to take in the stragglers, if you hadn't noticed. There is, and at this moment you do see kind of like this 1,000-yard stare that you may have seen in Maggie once or twice. There was one that I had considered bringing over and embracing fully. But when I lost her, I believe that I made the choice that I would not pass along what I am unless I absolutely had to. And yet, I have not found another like her. But Will likes the sun a little too much. I don't think he would do well being only a night owl.
I understand. I do think that some of us sun people could make the transition, but I do think that Will would be more than capable of making his own choice in the matter.
Now, should the offer ever be extended by another, that is entirely Will's decision, and I would let him make it. Though it's my understanding that he's not too keen to get any more involved. Also, to be quite frank, he's, what was the words that he used? Done with all of this shit? So,
I've heard him say that a few times, yes.
I imagine so.
Mm-hmm.
But he always calls me Sunshine afterwards, so.
That does sound like Will.
Hmm.
At this
But yeah.
point,
We'll absolutely take him if he wants more security work. We can definitely keep him busy.
I believe that he will thrive. At this point, I will say that the conversation stretches into the morning hours. If there are any other points that people want to discuss, questions, comments, things for your characters that you don't want to leave unsaid, please share them now. But I think we've reached the conclusion of the reign of masters over the city of Chicago. Now it's the world. But that's a story for another
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, I'll bet that fucking is.
And I could not think of people I would want to spend it with more. You're all great. I love you. Thank you for being here.
You're great. You run good game.
Amazing.
This was good game.
It's all right. It's nice to finish one. Like
Yeah,
finish,
right?
Wow,
finish.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Finish.
It's new for us.
It's
Right?
it's a rarity for sure. But I do believe there are more things in the works. Potentially next seasons of things. At some point, I'm gonna be a pirate, and I'm looking forward to that.
Mhm.
That'll be fun.
Right.
But I get to
Oh,
be a
that'll be-
player in
Yeah.
that game, so I only have
That'll-
one
that'll-
thing.
That'll be dark
It's gonna be
and
Yeah.
fun.
funny. And funny.
Not to be that dark.
It's gonna be
It's gonna
dark.
be-
You
it's
really
gonna be
have you seen the characters?
Yeah, I have. I have seen that.
All right.
God.
It's
I just
gonna be
realized
dark
the
and funny. Yeah. Yeah, you're a
No.
fuckboy.
Oh my God! I've become. I'm quickly becoming
What a way.
stereotyped
What a way.
in so many bad lights now.
Yeah. You made a fuckboy. You made a fuckboy of the ocean herself. Congratulations.
Little
I've also
teaser
made a
there,
horny
ladies
cleric.
and gentlemen.
Oh God, my characters are forever going to be horny in almost every game I play. Oh
Yep.
dear God.
We'll just get the hose. It'll be fine.
Yeah. We'll get the rolled up. We'll get the rolled up newspaper. Down, boy.
Hey,
Before
Matt.
we derail too
Yes, sir.
far into silliness.
Mhm.
Oh, go ahead.
Thank you for running a
Yeah.
fucking killer
Definitely.
vampire chronicle,
Thanks
because
for
this
being
was
here.
Sure.
exactly that.
Yeah.
Thanks for dealing with all of my interpretations of things and everything. Thank you for being here. All
This
of
is
you.
good.
If
You're
I think you phrased
breathtaking.
that
You're
interestingly,
breathtaking.
because I feel like the appropriate thing for you to have said there was, "Thank you for taking part in my grand adventures," and then we should be like, "Thank you for dealing with our nonsense and interpretations of things."
Uh-huh.
Because really,
Thank
you
for
made
dealing
this
with our
wonderful,
bullshit.
wonderful story for us
To
to
be
take part
fair,
in.
and I don't, you can take this either way. It's a neutral statement on my part. But I don't know that anybody would run a vampire game like me or Tog has, in that we like to make our own things. We like to play with our toys. And sometimes I purposefully put you in really bad situations. And there are not a whole lot of the references in the books for some of the stuff.
But you see, if you think about how a steam pipe really works.
That's true.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Logistically speaking.
I am sorry for any of the mental anguish outside of game or even during game that I've caused several of you. I I apologize for that.
No, you
Uh,
don't.
It it is
Worth it.
Worth it.
I'm glad. I'm glad that you all feel that way. That honestly makes everything wonderful for me. To know that you guys had fun and to me having been there experiencing it with you and telling the story and doing everything, it was great. All of it's been great. So, thank you. And of course, this is just the end of this story. There are many stories to tell in many systems in many ways, and so it's not the end, it's just goodbye for now.
We'll have all kinds of nonsense.
Much
in the pipe.
nonsense.
I'm sure.
I expect it to happen soon.
How soon?
I don't know. You tell me.
Say when.
Now.
When?
Do it now.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh.
That didn't go to anywhere. I can see it. Oh, it did. Wait. Oh
Yeah,
shit!
it did.
Now
It
it's
did.
not
I found
unlisted
it.
anymore. Y'all have fun with that.
What?
Here's a quick question.
Wait for it. Wait for it until we're not talking anymore. It'll be better that way.
Do we want to watch it on the stream?
If you can get sound to work on it, please.
Let me see what I can do.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh
A
no.
I
teacher?
spent some time on this.
Oh no.
Oh,
Don't.
hold on.
Yeah. It's one of those we'll have to shut up for.
Oh.
Let me see if I can pull this over real quick.
Oh shit. I just saw it. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I saw it. I saw the thing change.
Yep.
I saw the thing change in the sidebar, and I'm like, oh.
Uh-huh.
Keep talking. Fill the dead air.
Oh,
Fill the
yeah,
dead air.
for sure.
Yeah. So
When do you think you want to start this? Because I know that you've been concerned about your
I don't
Monday
know.
nights or whatever night.
we're still kicking that around. Like, my schedule's on fire lately. Like, 1 week is morning. Like, literally, it's going back and forth, morning, night. So I don't know. I have
Your
literally
communication
nothing
is at the
cooked
will a
yet.
lot.
I, as far as storytelling crap go, I literally have nothing prepared or in the pipe. I'm still looking for a good story to tell.
He's teasing us.
Like, no, I'm actually being like, I'm
No.
anti-teasing you.
No.
This was just like, I'm
No.
good with coming up with this video shit. So I kind of wanted to like put like a coda on the end of this awesome vampire game.
Yeah,
that
No,
you know
he
who
meant
you're
the
teasing,
video
right?
is a tease.
Tease.
Yeah.
You know who you're teasing, right? Wallace. You're teasing Wallace with that video.
Oh.
Yep, I'm sure.
Stopping at the bit to play again.
Mm-hmm. He's
That's
going
fair.
to. The next game that I run, he's playing. That's the rule.
To be
He's had to sit out for too long.
I believe that we're all kind of chomping at the bit to get back into anything, really. I personally am
Ready to be a player again?
excited to be a player again.
Oh God, please! I understand that
I
feeling
need it
greatly.
so much.
So I'm mostly excited for Pirates first.
Pirates is going to be very fun.
Pirates first. And when I have my brain straight, I'll start cooking and see what I can come up with. I need a point of inspiration. I need one good thing that's like, this is a seed of a good story that my friends could make nonsense out of. What that is still up in the air, but it'll happen eventually.
I would just like to point out to you that my brain is never straight, and I seem to do okay. So I'm sure you'll be all right.
I'll learn to walk this way. It's fine.
Okay.
Oh no. Okay. In that case, I'm shutting up. Okay. Thank you. This is Antonius Giovanni, informant, consultant, and Demos classification 1897 entity, otherwise known as kindred, or Western vampire, if you like. The department has always been good to me. I've been given reassurances that so long as the kindred of Chicago do not actively harm mortals and maintain culpable deniability from humans, that we'll be left to our own devices and manage ourselves. That is our agreement, and should anything change, I am to give a report on the matter. This is that report. There was an incident The specifics of kindred politics are labyrinthine and run by those that have a potentially infinite lifespan. The politics in particular are not relevant to the incident, but the fact that high-level officials conducting internal investigations certainly adds to the escalation of the conflict that occurred. An ancient kindred, an outsider and enemy to our faction, infiltrated the city. To this date, I am still not sure if this creature was actually physically present or operating through proxies and vampiric disciplines. The information that I do have is that this creature originates from the region that modern-day Romania is in, and has at least been in operation since the Battle of Ankara in that region. If my math is right, that works out to about 1402. I can also verify that this kindred either personally created or shares a maternal relationship with Deimos contained entity 8673, vampire, Clan Lasombra, named Claymore, acquired in an exchange with Chicago Agent Stone, and DCE 8685, vampire, Clan Unknown, captured by Deimos investigation team in Clio, Michigan. If you can find him, send my regards to McCleary the Younger for that one. This Methuselah had been both trying to destabilize the city's kindred leadership and reacquire her children that were defeated trying to do the same. They openly work against upholding the masquerade and attack out in the open with no pretense of subtlety. She created amorphous flesh golem creatures that remained dormant for a time, and then launched multiple coordinated attacks openly in the street, without care if mortals saw it or not. The city's team contained the situation. It took military hardware, and again, open conflict in the streets, which we have been working hard to contain, control the information of, and ensure that the mortals have no true sense of what happened. We are currently combing through all digital video and audio taken of the event, and working through procedures to play the event off as a coordinated gang violence, and where that's impossible, a viral marketing campaign for an upcoming horror film. This Methuselah seemed to wane in power after the attack. She claimed that she would return, and was returning to Torpor, our death-like slumber that can last years. If my math is right, considering the age of this creature, she should be out of commission anywhere from 1 year to decades. Maybe we'll get lucky, and she was one of those real old monsters that are out for a century. Regardless, it should be noted that this creature is still out there and should be considered an alpha-level threat. This report will include photographic evidence found at her tomb and a few samples from the insects and animals she used as puppets, as well as the remains, as best we could collect them, of some of her flesh golems. Chicago is secure, for both mortals and otherwise. Our pact is preserved, and the situation is contained. I am available for follow-up interviews at your convenience.
This is Echo Team 32. We've determined that the entity was not in the Chicago area, but operating remotely. The ley lines study from the 8 heads back at base indicate that the powers originate from Chubuk, Turkey, just like the pet leech said. They're being trustworthy so far, at least. We've been dispatched. ETA 6 hours. The best time to catch a bloodsucker is midday after the corpses again, and with any luck, This piece of shit will wind up in a containment cell next to her kids. We'll report back ASAP once containment is secure. Over and out.
I will say, preemptively, I don't want to be on that team. I'm good. Thanks.
Oh, I'm glad Mueller was not on that team.
Yeah,
I
fair.
had fun with that.
Yeah, I'm clear retired for a reason. Especially because I know what that Methuselah is. Because I made it for a different thing.
Mm-hmm. We might be talking.
I'm happy to give you horrible ideas to torment me later with. That's my favorite part.
Yep.
But as one final goodbye, thank you all. Thank everybody that watched. Thank everybody that came and showed up and chatted and chitted and all that fun stuff. I appreciate you all. I love you all. And until next time, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody. Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, friends.
Ah.